Since it's just us in this cursed darkness tonight, I'll tell you.
Lisan, listen closely, because I've never told a soul what happened that night. It wasn't a dream, and it sure as hell wasn't my imagination. It was near the old crossing by the river, right where the jungle swallows the path. The air was dead, no crickets, no wind, just a heavy, suffocating silence. As I walked, a stench hit me, not like a dead animal, but something older, like rotted earth and ancient decay. I felt a chill crawl up my spine, the kind that tells you that you aren't alone. I looked toward the giant banyan tree, and there, amidst the roots, something shifted. It wasn't a person. It was a tall shadow-like void, darker than the night itself. It didn't walk. It drifted toward me, smooth and silent, cutting through the mist. I tried to scream, but my throat felt like it was filled with cold ash. It got closer. I saw no fasi justi dal glade glowembers where I should have been, staring right through my soul. A low, rhythmic scratching sound started echoing inside my head, like nails on stone. I ran until my lungs burned, and I didn't look back. I had a fever for a week after that. Mark my words, don't ever go near that crossing after the sun sets. That thing is still there, waiting. Would you like me to make the ending even darker, or perhaps describe the entity in more terrifying detail?
The darkness at the jungle crossing grows.
I can't turn back now.
I scrambled inside and slammed the door, but there was no peace. My body began to shake with a violent tremor, as if my very blood had turned to ice. My grandmother took one look at my feast bale as a ghost, devoid of any life, and whispered, "Something has cast its shadow upon you."
But even as she prayed, I heard it. A sound that made my skin crawl. It wasn't just noise. It was the sound of something heavy moving across the roof tiles. Then came that rhythmic scratching, those long, wretched claws scraping against the clay. I looked up toward the ceiling beams, and my heart nearly stopped. There, clinging to the rafters like a giant, distorted spider, was that shadowy void.
This time, it wasn't just the eyes, as it stared down
As it got
at me.
closer, a foul,
Giant
nauseating
rift
stench hit me,
opened where
like a
a mouth
rotting
should
carcass
have been
left in
a
the sun.
sickening, silent grin. Inside were rows of yellowed, rotting teeth, infested with things that should not be
Took
named.
another step.
A thick,
The sound started
foul
again. I could
slime
hear it
dripped
clearly.
from its maw, smelling of freshly dug graves and ancient decay. As I tried to scream, the entity dropped from the rafters, landing heavy and cold upon my chest. I felt its ice-cold talons tighten around my throat, cutting off my breath. It leaned into my ear, its voice a dry, papery hiss that sounded like dead leaves treading on a tombstone. "You don't need to go back to the crossing anymore, for I am already inside you." To this day, when I look into a mirror, I don't see my own reflection. Deep behind my pupils, I see those two dull, glowing embers. Staring back, because that thing is still there, feeding on my soul from the inside. I have no control anymore. Every night after midnight, my voice is no longer my own. I begin to chant in a dead language I never knew. I can feel something crawling beneath my skin, like the roots of that ancient banyan tree burrowing into my flesh, consuming me from within. Last night, I looked at my hands. My fingernails have turned black and jagged, exactly like the claws of that entity at the crossing. Without my will, my legs carried me back to that riverbank in the dead of night. As I reached the spot, I saw other shadowy voids emerging from the roots. They watched me with a terrifying kind of reverence. That's when I realized I am no longer human. I have been completely hollowed out for it to dwell in. They gestured toward the village on the other side of the river. Tonight, I am coming to your doorstep. Do you hear the scratching on your roof? Do you smell the stench of ancient decay? Do not look out the window. because those two glowing embers are now inside my socket. I am waiting right outside your door, waiting for you to fall asleep. I can no longer hear the sound of my own breath inside my chest. There is only a hollow void. Tonight, when I stood before the mirror, I saw my skin turning black and withered, peeling away like the flesh of a 1,000-year-old corpse. I tried to smile, but my skin tore open, and a thick, black liquid began to ooze from the fissures. I am no longer in my house. I am deep inside the hollow of that ancient banyan tree by the river. Inside, it is lined with the bones of the forgotten and the scratch marks of the damned. I can feel the very last shred of my humanity dying. I no longer feel fear. I am fear. The mist is suffocating tonight. I saw the villagers on the other side of the river lighting lanterns, preparing for some sort of exorcism. They think they can save me. They don't realize that I am now a part of the darkness itself. I am descending from the tree, drifting silently across the water. My arms have stretched feet long, and the strange, agonizing energy pulses from my fingertips. I have reached the edge of your village. The dogs are not barking. They are whimpering in shadows with their tails between their legs. I know you are reading this. Did your lamp flicker just now? That was me passing by your window. I am crawling up your wall right now. I don't want your body yet. I want to crawl into your dreams. The temperature in your room just dropped, didn't it? It's not just the cold. It's the icy, stagnant chill from the inside of a coffin. I am on your ceiling now, with my long, blackened claws. I am slowly scratching the wooden beams. Can you hear it? Scrooge scratch. Tucking yourself under the covers won't help. There isn't a place in this world where the darkness cannot reach. I am descending from the ceiling, drifting down like thick, oily smoke. The stench of rotting flesh clinging to me must be reaching your nostrils by now. You want to believe this is a dream, but dreams don't smell this much like a fresh grave. I am standing right beside your bed, with my unnaturally long arms. I am gripping the edge of your blanket and pulling it down, inch by inch. Do you feel that slight tug? My glowing, ember-like eyes are burning through the shadows, locked onto you. I can hear your heart racing. It sounds like a frantic drum echoing in my ears. I've placed one ice cold finger upon your forehead. Did you feel the chill crawl across your skin? I am leaning in, whispering a chant into your ear. As the words hit you, your body begins to betray you, becoming hollow and ready. Open the door, I hiss. Not just for me, but for the others waiting under the banyan tree. Open the door and let the darkness in. I didn't lift my finger from your forehead. I felt my darkness seeping deep into your soul. Suddenly, your bedroom windows burst open with a deafening crash. The mist swirled in like a living creature, and within that fog, the other entities from beneath the banyan tree now stood crowded in your yard. Their red eyes flickered like drops of blood in the dark. The entire village is silent now. Not a single dog barks, not a single cricket chirps. The lanterns the villagers lit are flickering out one by one. Their exorcism failed. A force far greater than any mantra or charm has risen from beneath this earth. I lean in and whisper one last time. Now, open your eyes. When you do, you won't see my face. You will see your own face entwined in the rotting roots of the banyan tree. We are all part of the same darkness now. The curse from the riverbank has swallowed the entire village. Tomorrow, the sun will not rise over this place. I can feel the entire village.
It wasn't just
fall in
noise,
silence,
it was the sound of
like a
something heavy
vast,
moving across the
cold
roof tiles.
Graveyard. I, who was once inside you, now see the world through your eyes. When you look in the mirror, you see my face. But from within the glass, I see the dark silhouette of the banyan tree by the river. Our bodies are no longer made of human flesh. They are merely puppets of the void. The entities that drifted across the river are now standing at every doorstep in the village. They are knocking with those long, jagged nails. Tap, tap, tap. They are waiting for someone to open the door in fear. Once that door opens, those people will never see the light again. I am taking you by the hand now, leading you back to that crossing by the river. Through the thick mist, we see the banyan tree, rising like a titan into the starless sky. Its roots have burrowed beneath every house, claiming the entire village. We are part of the tree now. No one can save us. This is our end, or perhaps the beginning of a new, eternal darkness. The entire village is now shrouded in a deathly silence. Do you hear that? It's not just the wind. It's not the sound of banyan branches clashing. It's the final whimpers of the people who once lived here. I've dragged you to that old stone pillar at the crossing. The stone is glowing hot, pulsing like our own eyes. I saw your family with lanterns, searching for us. They are screaming your name, but they cannot see where we are. They walk right through us, feeling nothing but a sudden, icy draft. I smiled slowly. I placed my hand on your chest. Do you feel it now? Your heart has stopped beating. You are nothing but a shadow now, just like me. A massive root from the banyan tree erupted from the soil, coiling around my legs. It's slowly pulling me down into the earth. I gripped your hand tight. Come, I whispered, come into our world. Our bodies are merging with clay and roots, twisting into something new. Tomorrow morning, the villagers will find a new banyan tree, sapling at the crossing, and hanging from its branches will be our souls, forever bound to the dark. The darkness that began at that old crossing has now consumed the entire region. People are cowering inside their homes, bolting their doors in terror. But they do not realize that from beneath their hearths and through the cracks in their walls, the roots of the banyan tree are already emerging. Those roots crawl across the floor like black serpents.
But even as she prayed, I heard it. It wasn't just noise, it was the sound of something heavy moving across the roof tiles.
The highest branch of that cursed tree. We watch as the river water flows by, dark and thick like stagnant blood. I see the innocent travelers on the road below. They think they are walking a normal path, but they are stepping into our death trap. Every time they pass the crossing, you and I leap onto their shoulders. We whisper that dead incantation into their ears. The temple bell rang, but the sound was distorted. It carried only the echoes of agonizing screams. There is no longer any room for light in this world. I raked my long claws across your chest and hissed, we can never be parted now. We are the masters of this earth. Every human feature has faded from your face. Only those two glowing embers remain in your sockets. The curse is now absolute. There is no sound left in this world. Everything beautiful about humanity has been smothered by the black mist of the banyan tree. You and I are no longer perched in the branches. We have become part of the trunk itself. Our skin is merged with the ancient bark, and through our veins flows the dark, stagnant blood of the dead. The last standing temple in the village has been dragged beneath the earth by those relentless roots. Not even their gods came to save them. I saw your friend. Yes, the one reading this right now. Trembling as they finished these final words, I whispered a cold laugh into your ear. I saw another shadow manifesting in the corner of their room. That wasn't me. That was you. You are now watching them through the thickening mist. They must feel an icy draft behind them. They must smell that sudden stench of ancient rot filling the room. Our curse has now reached everyone who reads this. This is the final message. There is no more story after this, only eternal darkness. Do not look out your window, for I am now beneath your bed, watching you with my glowing red eyes. Everything is silent now. It has been a long time since your heart took its final beat. I am no longer inside you. I am you. Our eyes are now the color of cold, extinguished embers. The entire village is like a desolate graveyard. Not a single human voice, not a single flickering lamp can be seen anywhere. The branches of the banyan tree have completely choked the sky. The sun was supposed to rise, but it won't. This darkness has fought time and won. I took you by the hand and sat you upon the old stone pillar at the crossing. We are now the sentinels of this cursed land. As your friend reads
I looked
this
up toward
very
the
last
ceiling beams,
line,
and my heart nearly
they will
stopped.
hear the door
There.
to their room creaking open. It isn't the wind, it's our messenger. We stop the stow here, but the abyss at the crossing
I
never
looked up toward the
closes.
ceiling beams, and my
It is
heart nearly
still
stopped.
waiting
There.
for the next one to pass by. This is the end. From here on, there is only the silence of the grave.